everybody. Welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. All right. Today's topic is spiritual awakening. Why it makes people so uncomfortable? Why? Now, we have a letter. So let's dive right into this letter and see what she says. I'm a middle-aged woman starting over in life. After a failed marriage and raising my children into adulthood, I finally decided to focus on the dreams I once put aside. Dreams I had long before I got married. You know, ladies, it's a lot of us. But once we get married, we forget about our dreams and everything. We pour our entire selves into the marriage. And, you have a tendency to lose yourself. And the point is, you have talents. You have gifts. Don't be so easy to put them aside and sacrifice yourself just to have a family. You can have both. Okay, here we go. One of those dreams was to write a book. I followed through, and after much soul searching and courage, I completed and published it. Good for you. But instead of being met with support or curiosity, I've been faced with silence, criticism, and even judgment. Surprisingly, some of the harshest energy has come from my own family. They know about the book, yet they don't ask about it or engage with me at all. Still, I can feel their opinions living in the quiet looks and awkward silences. You know, your intuition is kicking in because you can feel the energy coming from your family. See, spiritual awakening, you become like a newer person, a better version of yourself. And people have a problem with change. They want you to be who they always knew you to be. When you start changing, it kind of rubs some people the wrong way. And for the record, the book isn't about any of them. It's about me. It's a deeply personal journey of spiritual awakening, growth, and self-discovery. It's about healing, not blame. But somehow my decision to grow seems to have unsettled people. Yeah, now here's the other thing. You're going to get this from other people outside too. As you try to promote your book, you're going to get haters. And haters latch on to anything that may be catching on, anything that could influence other people. Because really, remember, they are being controlled by an evil spirit. And this evil spirit wants to shut that down in the beginning. They don't want you out here talking, helping people and lifting people up and motivating people and that sort of thing, because that raises your vibration. They want people to stay in a low vibration of survival, of fear, lust, greed, that kind of thing. All right? So when you try to raise above it, you stand out. And with you putting out this information, it stands out. And you're going to get a lot more haters, but you have to be strong. Stand fast. You don't need validation from your family. You don't need validation from other people. You put a product out there and you focus on your goal to promote your product. I haven't changed who I am, if anything, but becoming more of who I've always been. Just no longer hiding it. There you go. So I find myself asking, why do people so often choose hate, fear, or judgment over understanding, love, and tolerance. Because most people are still in low vibrations. And there's no love in a low vibration. In low vibration, that's where you find the fear and the hate, the greed and the lust. You understand? The violence. All of that is in a low vibration. That's where most people are. Now, people who are healing are rising above it. And these people in the low vibration, they can see you different. So what they want to do? Latch onto you, get you discouraged, and bring you right back down to where everybody else is. And that is what spiritual warfare is all about. Remember, people, we are in it. And we're not just in it when you go to your houses of worship on Sunday and they remind you that we're in a spiritual warfare. You're in one every day. And if you try to step out of the box and get on a spiritual path, yeah, you're going to have haters. And you're going to have people falling away from you. You're going to have people that all of a sudden don't like you. You haven't said a word. All of a sudden, they don't want to be around you. So that's what it is. Your energy has changed. And people notice it. And it rubs that negative energy the wrong way. All right, let's see why these people, instead of trying to be motivated by someone who is rising, why they choose to hate the person. Okay? Why not choose to work on yourself and develop your own talent? All right, let's look at this. Fear of change. At the core, human beings are wired for survival. That's in low vibration, survival. Change, even someone else's personal growth, can feel threatening. When you grow, evolve, or awaken spiritually, it can make others question their own lives. See, people don't want to look at themselves. They always want to point the finger outward. Rather than face that discomfort, some respond with resentment or criticism. Okay? That's the fear. Now, what about tribal mentality? Human nature has a strong tribe instinct. When someone breaks away from the group's norm, whether it's family, culture, or beliefs, it can feel like betrayal instead of embracing diversity. The reaction is often to reject or isolate the one who dares to be different. Okay. All right, here's another one. Ego protection. The ego resists what it doesn't understand. When a person feels insecure, someone else's success or awakening can feel like a personal attack because they don't understand it, even if it has nothing to do with them. So they project hate to protect their own fragile sense of self. That's pretty deep. But that's ego. And your ego is your loud voice that's telling you, hey, look at that person over there. Something's wrong with that. They're crazy. No. And then they'll begin to try to pick you apart. Unhealed wounds. People who haven't processed their own pain are more likely to lash out. This is so true. Because hurt people hurt other people. That's all they know. Okay, they have no love, so they can't give love. You see? So there are people out here looking for something to hate. I mean, you know what I mean? Their whole life is about criticism, blame, and hating. They're not looking for anything to uplift them or to make them feel better. They think hating and criticizing others somehow validates them or justifies them. All right? Your healing and peace can highlight their unresolved trauma. So, some folks, they read something in your book and it triggers something in them. They don't like it. So then they're going to tell people, they're going to talk down about it to other people. Don't, you know, she don't know what you're talking about, don't read it, don't, things like that. It's because of them. It's coming out of them. It really has nothing to do with you or the information, but it's that it has triggered trauma from their own lives. They may not even realize it. They're reacting from a wounded place. Wounded people often reject what they secretly long for: peace, healing, and truth. Okay? These are wounded people. They secretly want that. They just don't know how to get there. Choosing hate is often a defense mechanism rooted in fear, insecurity, and resistance of self-reflection. It's not always about you. It's about what your evolution reveals to them. I hope that you understand the message today, and I really hope that it helps someone. Now, those of you who may have a question that you'd like for me to answer, my email address is in the description. I want to thank you so much for your comments and your letters, and a very special thank you to those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best, and I really hope to see you next time.